famous and weighted guests that we are going to talk today. And as you noticed, we will have an interesting discussion about a very specific topic today. So last September, we had a special scholarship called Great Duchy of Lithuania. And our community was joined by several most gifted applicants from Belarus. And we're very glad to have you here. And since the first semester has ended and we have some kind of results, and you already have some kind of experience to share, so today we invited you to join us and to share these experiences and to tell us more about what you have discovered during your stay here at Vilnius University and Vilnius. So good afternoon, Alexander and Lilia.
Good afternoon, everyone.
It's really an honor for me to have an interview with you, and I hope that everybody who are looking and listening to us will be also involved in our conversation. So please feel free to ask any kind of questions that interest you, and I will transform them to Lilia and Alexander. And I also have a list of questions that I'm eager to ask them and hear their answers. So for first question, I would like to start from your background and from where you started, because you are master's students here at Vilnius University and at our faculty. So I don't know, maybe let's start from Lilia. Could you tell us more about where did you get your bachelor degree at, and what was the road that led you to Vilnius University?
So I graduated from Belarusian State University. I have bachelor degree in logistics and economics. Several years ago, I won a competition in Belarusian State University to study abroad as an exchange student in ISM University in Lithuania. And after that experience, I wanted to continue my study in Lithuania.
Oh, that's very nice to hear. And Alexander, what about you?
Well, I graduated from the Belarusian State Economics University in 2015, and then I took a master course for 1.5 years until 2017. I was studying public administration and economics, and after that I specialized in national and regional economy. And so some time has passed, and I decided to continue my education in Vilnius University. So I'm really honored to be a part of that.
Both of you chose Global Business and Economics study program at our Master Study Programs profile. Could you tell us more? How was your procedure? How you chose that study program? What was the, highlights that encouraged you to choose this program and to come to Vilnius?
Firstly, Vilnius University is the best university in Baltic states. And it's the oldest one. It was established in 1579, and the quality of professors are highly. Also, I would like to be an expert on international market, and for me, it's the best place where I can gain so beneficial knowledge for my future career.
Can I ask you one more question, Lilia? You mentioned before that you had experience studying here in Lithuania, and you also have an experience studying in Belarus. Could you compare those two backgrounds and what's the difference? And you mentioned that you chose Vilnius University as the oldest and the largest and biggest experience having university. So what was the most important for you choosing the university?
The most important thing, I think, the main difference between studying in Belarus and studying in Lithuania is international environment. Because in Lithuania, you're surrounded by international students, and I think it's great for future interaction, for the future career. Also, like the professors are also international, and I think it makes lessons more interesting.
Alexander, what about you?
I chose Venice University because it has a really strong school of science, and I wanted to study under the better minds in Lithuania. And like Lilia said, yes, we have similar opinion. And I choose this faculty because it's also a faculty of economics and business administration, because it perfectly fits my future career aims. And I'd like to build a career in the economic sphere and with a business, of course. And also I wanted to expand my knowledge about business sector, about like international studies, of course, and verify them. And yeah, that's why.
We heard that Lilia had previous experience, and she already knew, well, sort of knew what's waiting for her here in Lithuania. And what about you, Alexander? Did you do some kind of specific homework, and was it easy to find information? And was it, I don't know, maybe challenging to come to another country to study master? Of course, as I heard before, you had well, quite rich background, and you already had finished master in Belarus, and of course probably had some working experience. But what was, I don't know, the most encouraging thing, and how difficult was to gather all the needed information about coming here and studies here in Lithuania?
Well, I've been to Lithuania many times, so I've seen like the building of Vilnius University. It's outstanding and really fascinating place. I don't know, and it's really famous. Vilnius University. We studied at school on the history lessons. Many famous alumni are from that. For example, some we have like Jan Čečot. It's Jonas Čečotas in Lithuanian, and Konstantin Tiškevičius. It's also really famous scientist in Belarus, and some other many of them. So, and it's popular not only in this region. I checked the information about the university like before and some time ago. Yeah, and so it has a really strong strong old school that fulfill with different kind of like knowledge, the base, the stuff, and I would say like that. And what about the admission procedure, you asked me? I would say it wasn't that hard, because you had a really good advertised campaign. So I think I Googled several times this program, and then I started to see the advertisement in different applications. So they encouraged me to apply. So I was thinking that this is a sign. I should try at least. But the thing that I was concerned most about, it was the deadline, because it was really strict deadline. I wasn't sure if I will be able to accomplish all the documents till this time, because I need to pass international language test and get the results and prepare for this test. And we also had to have the interview online, and all the information was like in the website on the page. And I think it wasn't that hard for us, for any other applicants. So I would say it's definitely easy.
That's really good to hear, because that's an evaluation of our job, that we, as marketing team, we did a good job, that the marketing target reached its goal and enriched you as our students now and back then our future students. As you mentioned, of course, Belarus and Lithuania has a long connecting history, and our cultures are more similar than we can imagine, probably. And probably for you coming here, it wasn't that shocking experience because Lithuania is not that different from Belarus. But both of you came under the same circumstances on the scholarship of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania program. And I would like to talk about it a bit more. Lilia, how was your road to this? And did we also, as marketing team, got you somewhere on the advertising campaign, or did you hear about it in somewhere else?
Yes, I just wanted to add to Alexander. Yeah, basically, I wanted to apply earlier, like during the summer. However, my documents were not ready due to pandemic, and I thought that's all. Like, probably I will try the next year. However, in September, I saw the announcement that the application process was extended, and I was so happy. Like, it's my chance, and I should try. So, like, marketing is reached me actually. Yeah, I saw the announcement on Facebook.
Yeah, but I think it's a good thing because both of you are now studying here in Lithuania and hopefully are having the best experience that you could have. But in general, I would like to ask this scholarship, did it encourage you more, or you would be here anyway besides being getting that scholarship or not?
Of course, it encouraged me because it's a great help and incentive to perform highly. But it's difficult to answer these questions because due to pandemic, the situation is highly bad, and for me right now, it's difficult to answer this question.
Alexander, maybe you have something to add about the scholarship as a program.
So yeah, I think I'd like to express my gratitude to the Vilnius University for this scholarship, for this possibility to get this chance. We are really pleased to be a part of the university. I believe that any Belarusian, if they had the chance, they would apply to the if they will find some sphere where they are needed to, when they can find themselves. And when I found it, I also advised it to my friends, and not only me, but several of my friends, they also applied. Some of them get invitations, some of them not. But anyway, this chance, they encourage us and our society. You showed us how you support our society, how you support the people from Belarus. So we're really pleased to be.
Yeah, it's really priceless for us.
We are also very happy because, speaking about our faculty community was joined quite noticeable with several Belarusian students, and today we are having interview with you too. You are master degree students, but tomorrow we are also having interview with two bachelor degree students. So the community was definitely filled with the Belarusians this year, and we are really happy about that because this international experience and international group. As many different countries you can join and as many different students you can have, I think it fulfills our goal to be international university and international faculty. So thank you for you two to joining us, and we're really glad that we could have this scholarship at Vilnius University and give the possibility for as many students as possible to join our community. Okay, so let's move on. And Alexander a bit told us about the admission procedure, and it is, I think, the most challenging part of getting to Vilnius University, because information sometimes get lost, or of course the application deadlines are also a threatening part of the application procedure, and some students just miss them and then they can't apply, or they are too late to apply. Lilia, maybe you could tell us more about your experience during this process.
You know, like it's difficult to answer how it was like difficult or easy. However, I can say definitely it requires preparations. Like firstly, it's English exam, TOEFL or IELTS. For example, I passed TOEFL exam and my score was 95, and I can say it was not easy because it's really difficult exam. Also, your curriculum vitae, you should find the approach. How are you going to write about yourself? What are you going to include? And it's, how to say, it's really responsible. Also, like interview, where you should think, what are you going to talk? So, like for me, application process is highly responsible and requires a lot of preparations.
How did you find the interview procedure? Was it challenging and difficult, or was it more for yourself also useful to be sure that you are applying to the right place and you really would like to be here?
Yeah, I just remember like Gintara. She was talking with me, and I found a lot of beneficial information. Also, I asked many questions about university, and I just remember like the answers, and I just was thinking, oh my God, I wanted to study here. Like, what else I can say? It was not difficult, and it was not, how to say, it was not easy. It's something medium. Like,
would you have some kind of specific tips for future applicants that they could prepare, or I don't know, be more relaxed, that it's not that scary as it looks like at first sight?
Yes, firstly, it's preparations, because I think I don't believe in luck. Because like, firstly, you should be prepared, you should be self-confident, believe in yourself, and everything will be great. Try to do your best, and I think it's worth it, because like the experience that I got from the first semester really worth it.
Alexander, maybe you remember something interesting from your interview.
Yes, so we had pretty similar interviews, I would say, I think, and yes, I also talked about like all my experience and background, everything that I all provided, the documents, yeah, and I can advise to the applicants just to be yourself, be confident, be sure that you ask some questions, of course, because it's not only you fits to the university, but university also should fit to you, because you don't have to be regret after you will start studying, because some students, they move from the university sometimes, of course it happens, but in our group I think we all will go till the end, like in a full size.
Yeah, we also believe that that interview procedure is very useful for the students themselves as well. Besides that, us as university, we are choosing our best students, and we are trying to get the best experience for them later when they start studying and form groups and do some group work and have the community. But it's also a good opportunity for future students to check whether they really like to study what they've chosen, and whether the university is really suitable for them and really will give all the required, needs they would like to have in their future studies. So, well, for those who are already thinking about applying to Vilnius University, I would, advise not to be scared and be prepared, as Lilia said, of course, but just accept this application procedure part as as a beneficial thing, and not only scaring and that we are going to reject you or something. Okay, and I would like to ask one more thing about the choosing of university. Did you consider any kind of other foreign university before coming to Vilnius? Maybe you thought about any other countries to go to study, or was it the only option?
For me, it was the only option. I didn't consider anything, but like firstly, I was thinking about Vilnius Technical University. However, like my background is not suitable to this university, and as I have friends in Lithuania and as I have previous experience, that how to say, I just remember it was the best part of my life. So just I wanted to study in Vilnius University.
That's great to hear. And Alexander, what about you?
Well, I got the exception from the other university as well, from University in Warsaw, Collegium Humanium for the master program. But I chose between two programs, this one from the Vilnius University, and I'm happy that I chose that.
We're also happy that you chose us, and now you are part of our community. And of course, in this time, it would be strange if I wouldn't ask you about the COVID situation, and because you came to Vilnius on September, right, when your studies started, and the COVID lockdown, the full COVID lockdown happened. How did you manage that? And do you find some kind of troubles in distance learning, in online learning, and how do you manage this?
I can say about online learning that I used to do it, and I'm so happy that all academic staff are always willing to help me. If, for example, I cannot connect or I cannot find particular information, everybody is so like eager to help me, and it's so it's so priceless for me. And worry about like pandemic and how it affects my life. I can say that firstly it was unbelievable. Of course, like I think everybody were scared. However, I think that people are flexible and they can adjust to any conditions. And I strongly believe that all restrictions that were accepted by government, they are right, because right now the most important consideration is health. And, you know, like there are some positive sides of this pandemic. I think people learn a lot of precious lessons. For example, how to respect each other, how to think not only about ourselves, but as well as of others, how to be responsible, not only for yourself, for your relatives, but also for strangers, because as we see, we depend on each other in this situation.
That's really nice to hear. And Alexandru, how are you coping with COVID?
Well, the COVID situation definitely affected my life, like everyone's. And most of us say that there is not, like Lilia said, not only negative consequences, but what I personally believe that we can see also new opportunities. And when our power, like all combined, when we are united in this decision, so we will go through it much faster, stronger, and of course it only will help us. And what about, you asked also something about the online studies, as far as I remember. So it took me some time to get used to this. But as for now, I feel more comfortable studying remotely. And if I need some help or support, the university, the staff, or even my group mates, they always help me and us. For example, we have some group mates from bachelor studies in Vilnius University that they study at our program, and they knew a lot about how to find the information, where is some other things, and yeah, so they're really helpful. So I think you taught them how to support the newcomers.
Yeah, but that's very good insight that communication and community helps because if you help each other, then you can reach the same goals and the same outcomes. And of course, coming for you to live in Vilnius and to study at Vilnius University was also the change of your environment. And since you came not in the best time, I can't ask you about free time activities probably because all of ours free time is now, at best, walking in the park or walking in the city center. But maybe you have some kind of insights. How did you manage to get know the city? How did you manage to find everything you need? And was it difficult or was it challenging?
It was like, how to say, it was a bit challenging because everything changed. But however, like you can find any necessary information on the internet, or even you can ask friends, or you can ask somebody from university, and they always can help to solve, for example, your problem. How to find, for example, even how to I'm sorry, like how to
orientate yourself in the city.
Yes.
Yeah, that's nice to hear that you found some help. And Alexander, what about you? Because you've mentioned that you've been several times in Vilnius before, and you probably knew some sort of part of the city. But was it challenging to, I don't know, to find daily stuff?
It should be challenging, of course, yeah. But it's good that I have my friends and some acquaintances who lives there. They are always ready to support us, to help in some other cases. And without them, I wouldn't be that comfortable. But also, I would say that on the balance, in Vilnius, I feel more safe and freely than in Belarus. And and everything you can find on the internet. Now it's the digital century.
Have you at least had the possibility to enjoy beautiful Vilnius and find, I don't know, your favorite spots? Of course, not the public spots as we are used to, as bars, clubs, or cafes, but in general, do you enjoy living in this city?
Of course, like I just remember my first impression was that the city is so green, and my favorite place is Gedimino Square, and also Old Town is so beautiful. And I can say that it's Old Town is preserved, basically.
Yes, that's nice to hear. And Alexander, what about you? I don't know which part of the city you are living at. Did you find something extraordinary or nice here in Vilnius?
Yes, like Lilia said, there's a lot of green parks, and especially after the snowfalls, it looks amazing. I visited like Vingio Park and some other near like in Vilnius, but they are could be a small one. So when you feel the nature, when you're one by one with them. And there is plenty of my favorite places there, and I would say Vilnius is definitely should be included in UNESCO Heritage someday. Yeah. So yeah, my friends, they always wanted, when I post some picture of Vilnius, they always say that, oh, I'll come next year or sometime. So they also, so I like motivate them. I advertise the city.
Hopefully the lockdown will be over soon, and all of us, we could travel, and your friends could visit you in Vilnius, and you also could enjoy more of Vilnius, because it has a lot to offer. Of course, the situation, it is as it is. We can't change it. Just be patient and enjoy this beautiful winter that we have outside our windows. And I would like to move on to the probably last part of our conversation and ask you a bit more about your studies. Did you have, I don't know, some kind of picture how you imagined your studies would be? And did this picture, look the same in the reality as you thought before you came to study here? And maybe what's the best highlights of your studies? And of course, it's only the first semester that passed, but I strongly believe that you already have some insights. So, I don't know which of you would like to start.
I can start. I can say that all my the studying exceeds all my expectations, and because firstly, the professors are really highly qualified. I can say highly qualified, and they can provide not only theoretical part of the subject but also practical from their own experience that is also highly beneficial for the future career. Also the possibility to interact with foreign students, as I mentioned before, is also great for the future. And as I know, some of our classmates, they right now they are studying as an exchange, somebody in Sweden, in Italy, and also it's also great. And in this semester, some students from Italy, from France, they joined us, and I can say that it's great. And also right now the studying is online. However, the professors, they try to create how to say, not like the situation, the atmosphere, like it should be in class, because everybody try to participate, to discuss something, to get to know each other, to find the general solution to the problem. And I think it's also great. And I can say by the end of the semester, I feel that my knowledge is gradually increased, and it's a great feeling. And I think it's the most satisfying thing about my study.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. Only after first semester to have this feeling that you are getting better at your field. And Alexander, what about you? What do you like the most about your studies?
So I do really like the process, their lectures, their group conversations, how our competent professors from the various countries with extensive international background, they encourage us to try our best, to do our best. How we involved in one-to-one, one-by-one conversation, and in a group work, in small group, mini group. So now we get advantage more after that. And so, and I also, what I want to say, that I discovered some subjects from the other point of view from these lectures, because I always was thinking that this is obvious, this is simple. No, they said sometimes you can see from the other angle, and now it looks for us differently.
I think that's supposed to be one of the insights about master studies, because master studies is not bachelor, of course, degree, and it has to broaden your perspective and point of view in different parts of your field. So it's really good to hear. and you already had your first exam session. How do you succeed? Was everything, I don't know, good, or was it, as always for student, last night learning and sleepless nights before exams?
No, I can say that for me it was successful. This session. The session was successful because, you know, I I didn't prepare one day before the exam. I tried to gain some knowledge during all of the lectures, and for this reason, during the exam, it was not difficult, I can say.
Yeah, very good. And Alexander, what about you? Did you succeeded everything, and did you get the grades that you were expecting to get?
Well, yes, I satisfied with my grades. They even more than I expected, I think, because sometimes I think that I'm not good enough in this subject. But then we have a lot of like self-work, like independent work on out of class, and that's where you are self-taught to yourself. Because I truly believe that it's easier to learn by yourself than when you learn it by yourself, then you can apply it much in a much better way, like much efficient way.
Yeah, of course that well, efforts that you put in your learning process, it's probably the most important thing, because despite the well, level of lectures, if you are not willing to get this knowledge and put it in your head and think about this and use, of course, it in your field, it's useful in general. And you're a master student, Alexander, as you mentioned, you already have master degree from your previous studies. What are you thinking about your future? How do you think your current studies will help you in the future? And do you have some kind of, or I don't know, maybe not yet, but probably you are thinking about your future careers and you have some kind of plan that you're going to fulfill. So what do you think? What would you like to do in the future when you finish your master studies?
I can say that right now I'm not sure, of course, because like I'm growing step by step. However, like I would like to work in international enterprise, and as a university can provide me with with a particular knowledge that would be useful for my future career. And you know, I would like to do something significant for the society in general, not only like for myself, but I would like to feel that it's significant for the society. Like, you know, one famous person says that try not to be a man of success, try to be a man of value.
That's very nice. And Alexander, as I understand, you already have some kind of working background and experience. So do you think that this study program that you've chosen will change it, or it will just improve you as a professional and help you in your future jobs?
So it's obvious it will help me to improve like both my knowledge and be more competent, more competitive on the labor market, not only on Belarusian, but also on the European. Anyway, or in Lithuania. I don't know. Maybe I will stay someday in Lithuania, or maybe I will continue my studies under the PhD program anywhere. So it's like one of the stage that that I'm sure that I will remember during my job working experience afterwards. And I hope it will help me to reach the peaks that I want to achieve.
Yeah, and I also wanted to ask you, of course, it's the pandemics, it's the situation a bit more complicated and difficult, but here in Lithuania we have many international companies, business, well, I don't know, consortiums and so on, and did you ever consider staying and working here in Lithuania?
Yes. I consider it. I consider this option right now because, like as I mentioned before, my bachelor degree is logistics, and I know that like in Lithuania, the logistics is highly developed. Even like how to say, logistics service is a part of GDP. Lithuanian
Yes.
GDP,
Yes.
yes, and there are a lot of international companies in this area that are competitive, not only like in Lithuania, but in European Union. So like I consider to gain this experience in Lithuania.
That's good to hear.
Yes.
And Alexander, would you like to stay and well, I don't know, not necessarily for the whole life, but at least some part of your life, and well, use your knowledge working here in Lithuania?
So yes, I do really like, but now during the situation, the unemployment level is rising slowly, but it's rising everywhere. So there is not much new job opportunities, and it's more competitive market right now from the locals and from the international specialists. And we, as a master student, we can work like 20 hours per week because we hold like a national visa or resident permit, and so I think we can find some job in international companies, of course, and it's also I hope to find it. Yeah, I'm searching for that, and I think it's one of the stage. Yeah, we'll see where I will get next.
Yeah, of course, the market now is, let's say, unstable because the situation is changing pretty quickly, and some markets are getting, well, quite good inputs, well, during the COVID, and some others has their low points at this point. But I really wish you to find the best places for you, and I really hope that this education that you are getting now will lead you to the best opportunities in your life. So I think we had a very nice conversation, and I will just check if we got any comments. Well, nobody wants to know anything more. Let's say that we had a very full conversation and you answered everything that interests our viewers. And as I mentioned before, we will have a record of this conversation, so everybody who will be interested in our topic could follow it and watch it later. And if they have any kind of questions, they can always contact us, and we'll get your contacts and answers for them if they have anything to ask about your study experience, application procedures, or anything else. And I really thank you for joining me today and answering all my questions. I really hope that you are having the best time as you can during this this situation, and really wish you to well, to get the situation over as soon as possible and to get the full experience of Vilnius University and Vilnius City, and that your master period would be fulfilled with the best experience and discoveries. And for everybody who watched us, thank you for your time, and I hope that the information was useful and you got I don't know, some inspiration probably to do more and to try to achieve bigger things. So thank you a lot, Lilia and Alexander, and I wish you a good day.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you so much. Yes, for inviting us.
Thank you once more, everybody, for watching. And as I mentioned, we'll see you tomorrow when we'll be talking with two bachelor students from Belarus as well. So have a good evening and stay in touch.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.